Good afternoon, everyone. It's Christine Trainor talking to you from my humble abode here in New Westminster, British Columbia, Canada. It's August 25, day 266 of my everyday journey, I do believe. How's everyone doing? It's fine, beautiful day. And you know, on Sunday, I'm always a little bit late anyways because I'm always chilling out. Had a bit of a headache today, guys, but I'm here. So I'm saying to you guys, welcome. So what can I talk about today on this beautiful summer day? Because it's still pretty beautiful out there and the weather's pretty nice. I was going to do this outside, but because it's kind of breezy on my balcony, all you're going to hear is zzz, the wind. So I had to come inside to do it instead. So I'm going to make this really short, but I do want to say something about perseverance and strength. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a little history, about my little history, okay? Now, oh, my little kitty cat's playing with her toy. Let's see if I can show it to you guys. She can show it to you guys. Yeah, she's playing over there with a toy. Anyways, back to me. I was born in, I am Christine Nordquist Trainor, but my maiden name is Christine Nordquist. I was born in Vancouver in 1960, March 26th, and then we were raised. My dad, when I was 2 years old, my dad moved us to Ontario because he was in the armed forces, and there was a base there in Trainor, Ontario. So I was brought up in Ontario for about 18 years. And during those beautiful years, it was interesting because we lived on the base, which is kind of lovely. And I grew up for about 10 to 12 years. And then after that, my dad wanted to retire from the armed forces. He wanted to do more things with his life. And here's a man who persevered and had tremendous strength. It's amazing. And he just started a beautiful little cafe in Trenton, in the town. And we moved from where we were in the base to a little house in town, a beautiful little home. I think it used to be a mansion. And I think we were on I think there was 2 apartments. We were on the other side of it was just a beautiful house. But I was a little scared of the house because it was an old house and I always thought I saw ghosts. I'd always say, there's a ghost, Mom, there's a ghost. And she'd go to sleep, don't be so silly, my mom would say. But anyways, I digress. Something a little silly I want to tell you about. But over the years, my father had a variety, did different things. And the first thing he did was a little cafe in Trenton. Now, for some reason, he did enjoy it because this was a cute little restaurant. My dad was really good. My mom was working there too. It was kind of cool because I would help my mom and dad in the restaurant. It was fun. But he wanted to do more. So he decided to buy a wonderful gas station on the highway, which was Highway 1 between Trenton and Brighton. Okay? In that area where I lived. And so he bought it. It was beautiful. 1 acre, it was about 3/4 acre, almost 1 acre of land. It was a nice little gas station with a house in the back and a little grocery store in the front. And I remember helping my dad all the time, but also I always helped myself to the goodies because they had a lot of junk food in that gas station. And I enjoyed the food. But what I really loved about it was we had a beautiful, it was more of a rural area, so there wasn't, across the street there was a couple of little farms and homes, and behind where we lived there was one little house. I'm sure it's all built up now, but at that time there was a little house, and before the house was a little baby forest, and past the forest there was a beautiful hill and meadows, and it was a beautiful area where I lived, and I really grew up in a beautiful part of Ontario. I really love that area. But sadly, as things happened, the business was starting to slow down, and my dad was having problems, even though we were doing some renovations to the house. And my mother got sick with her arthritis because she had rheumatoid arthritis for a lot of years, and things were slowing down. It was like to a halt. So eventually, sadly, my dad ended up going bankrupt. And you see, in between those times as well, my dad also did, in those days when you delivered mail, my dad did the Globe and Mail. And he was delivering papers because I helped my dad with the papers. I was a little paper girl for one summer. It was kind of fun. But what happened, that was my very first job, being a paper girl, by the way, when I was 16 years old. But sadly, because my dad's business went down the tube, he ended up going bankrupt. That's business bankruptcy. And everything was taken away from him, and we didn't know what to do. So we ended up moving to Brighton, Ontario. And then that was a tiny little village, and my dad got a variety of different jobs, odd jobs, and we got a little apartment there. It wasn't too expensive those days. I think we got a 2-bedroom apartment, and I lived with my mom and dad. And my sister was living off on her own. She wasn't really, because she graduated from high school, she was doing her own thing, guys. So in those days, that was back in 1975, 76, when I was young. all I remember this, my dad persevered. He was very strong, even with the bad parts of the bankruptcy. And then, of course, he stayed, with bankruptcy in Canada at 7 years before you get your credit back. And so he worked odd jobs. He did different things. I mean, and while I was in high school, I think my dad was a delivery driver for, he did some repairs. He was a repairman for at a gas station. He also did, he was a delivery driver for a wonderful pizza place. He did everything because he persevered for us. He was strong and he helped us get through it, even in the bad times we had. And this is the strength I think I've learned to have these days in my life. So, long story short, at the time I was 19 years old, we found out that my grandma, my dad's mom, passed away, and so we moved back here to BC, and I came here since then. I've been here since I was then, so that's 40 years now in BC. So I consider this my home because I was originally born here, right, in Vancouver. So long, and as I continue to say, I learned the strength of perseverance from my dad because, guys, I already told you I was in a very tumultuous, sad marriage for 15 years, but I persevered and was strong. And then what came out of it was my beautiful son, Stephen, who's doing really well in his life, and he's persevering, he's staying strong. And then, of course, I met my sweet Masood, who's almost like my dad in a way that he perseveres so well. His perseverance and his strength always helps me get through the bad days of my life, especially when I have some bad pain. So why I want to talk about this today is because it's a good thing to have strong perseverance and true strength in your life so you can get through the hard times, you can get through the struggles because you know you can do it. That's actually positive to persevere and be strong every day. And believe it or not, guys, I have persevered this whole past year since I started to become online marketing. I learned an awful lot. I had some failures and it upset me quite a bit, but I learned this true strength from my dad. And yes, again, I say this again, I've been saying this and I repeat it. Perseverance and consistency is what I learned completely from my dad. To be consistent in his life, to persevere and be strong and get through the bad days because he knew something good was going to happen in the end. He wasn't negative. My dad was very rarely a negative man. He was stay strong and positive. So this is the things I learned from my dad. Positivity, strength, and perseverance. And to this day, I'm still that way. And my dad is 86 now, and he's still a very strong man who's consistent in his life, even though he's retired and he's living his own life. East of me in Abbotsford with his sweetie by his side because my mom's not around. He's got another lovely lady who's Joanne, and she's very strong too. I must say she reminds me of my mom because all my mom's years of being ill with rheumatoid arthritis, she persevered and was very strong mentally as well. So I have a lot of wonderful role models in my life that help me get through everything. My dad, through my mom, through my dad's sweetie, through my Masood, through even my brother-in-law Peter, who's struggling in his own life right now because he's not well. He has some health issues. He's persevering and he's strong in his mind as well. He's not dealing with it in a sad way. He's staying strong and well. And my sister, who's by his side, staying strong and persevering with him. So that's kind of cool. So when you have good, strong role models in your life that really help you get through the bad days, you know you're going to do well. And I'm thankful in my life that I've had these beautiful role models. And this is what I want to talk about today. Perseverance, consistency, and strength every day of your life to help you get through the hard times and the good sides and the struggles you may encounter in your life's path. That's what I want to talk about today because I'm getting through it really well through the wonderful examples that are in my life, from my father to my mother to my dad's sweetie Joanne, through my wonderful Masood, through my wonderful friends that I know, through my suits, through the Persian community that is my sweetie's community, as well as wonderful friends that I've met throughout the years. It's a beautiful thing to have, beautiful thing to be, and it's good to have the beautiful role models to help get you through everything in life. So that's what I want to talk about today. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this because I realized I'm persevering and being consistent with these, and eventually people will come back and say hey to me. I'll stick this on Facebook page because every time I go this on Facebook, then I get more people checking my YouTube. I've been a little bit quiet lately, but that's okay. As I'm going to say again, I'm persevering, I'm being consistent, and I'm being strong, keeping my YouTube channel going with these everyday journeys. Okay, guys, give me a thumbs up again if you enjoyed this. I hope you did. And I'll see you tomorrow on day 267 of my everyday journey. Ooh, awesome, guys. My love to you all. Remember what I tell you. Make today a great day in your everyday journey. Perseverance, consistency, and strength in your days can make them a great day indeed. Love you all. Bye.